Sneaky Salmonella's ability to survive in dry food challenges common perceptions of food risks. Salmonella infection is a common bacterial disease that affects the intestinal tract. Salmonella bacteria typically live in animal and human intestines and are shed through feces. Humans become infected most frequently through contaminated water or food. Salmonella is the bacteria that stopped us from eating raw cookie dough and is making us double and triple check our meat thermometers. Common knowledge tells us that if we follow certain precautions, we can avoid a terrible food poisoning. Every year, Salmonella is responsible for approximately 1 million cases of foodborne illness and 380 annual deaths in the United States, with risk of further complications in young children and the elderly. Salmonella can survive in a wide variety of host environments, including the dry foods that sit in our shelves. Although it is not known exactly how these dry foods become contaminated, it is likely that Salmonella capitalizes on the close quarters in industrial processing plants to travel from animal feces to animal meat and dairy products, and eventually to dry foods. Dr. Irene Hanning at the Department of Food Science and Technology at the University of Tennessee found that Salmonella is incredibly versatile and can adapt to a wide variety of environments, which explains how it can travel from a cow's intestines to soil to a factory to packaged food and finally into humans. The study also found that not only could Salmonella survive for long periods of time in dry foods, but also that living in drier environments actually makes the bacteria more resistant to the heat inactivation typically used to make foods safe during processing.
In this part of the video, we will be discussing how Salmonella sneaks into our dry goods. Salmonella spreads primarily through fecal contamination. This could be because proper hand washing techniques are not being practiced, or that equipment is not being effectively sanitized. The bacterium can also be introduced into food commodities if it is present in water that is being used for crop irrigation. Dry goods have low water activity. By expressing the outer membrane protein OMPF, Salmonella can adapt to these dry conditions. The OMPF protein allows the bacterium to persist in low water activity foods such as nuts, chocolates, and cereals. Research shows that Salmonella has a very low infectious rate, therefore only a small amount of the bacterium is necessary to cause damage. Individuals infected with Salmonella may experience abdominal pain, fever, chills, and diarrhea. Everyone is at risk for developing a Salmonella infection. However, elderly and children are more susceptible because of their weakened immune systems.
Hi, my name is Mai Nguyen. I'll be talking about Salmonella outbreaks and prevalence in dry foods. To start off, I'll be talking about some common outbreaks in Salmonella. These include undercooked poultry items such as chicken, undercooked eggs, and other meat products. However, due to Salmonella's resistance to desiccation, there are a few outbreaks in dry foods, as you will see. So here is the current outbreak in Salmonella in dry foods, which is Duncan Hines cake mix. This has occurred actually this November. At least 5 people became ill with salmonellosis. White cake mix was tested and it was positive for Salmonella agibani. Sick patients were also positive for this specific strain. They also used whole genome sequencing to determine this. The sick individuals mentioned that at some point they ate raw cake batter prior to baking it. The company has cautioned not to bake or eat product and should return product to the store. Since this is very recent, the cause is still unknown, or Duncan Hines it may not be attributed to this outbreak. Some other outbreaks that has also occurred this year is Honey Smacks cereal and Ritz Goldfish crackers. How does this occur? Some food companies source their ingredients from a different food company. For example, in the Ritz Goldfish crackers incident, they said they have sourced their whey from a different company which they believe was a source of contamination for Salmonella. So then the food item becomes contaminated and is used in the final product. However, the processing does not kill the bacteria, so this is why we have some dry food outbreaks with Salmonella. Of course, there are other potential sources of contamination that also need to be factored in. There could be possibly improper decontamination, not properly letting the ethanol or other disinfectants sit long enough. Workers could be infected and are shedding the bacteria as they work in the factory, and pests such as rats and bugs could also bring the bacteria into the factory.